Hey, it's 9 o'clock, and I am just starting my journal. I didn't take my computer with me this morning and had no clue that I would be gone all day long. I met my old boss, Steve Hayden, who's a good friend of mine, at Starbucks this morning, and then we ended up taking that candelabra that I did yesterday over to Morning Sun, and the owner wasn't there, so I didn't find out for sure um, if she liked it or not. And my sister just walked in the room. She's bouncing on the bed. If you see it moving, you know why. Anyway, then we ended up going out to lunch and went up to the antique market in Springfield. It's like this big extravaganza thing. And had a good day. And then I got home and had some mail from Sierra and her family. And there was a God sent check of $550, and I was just blown out of the water. And it couldn't have come at a better time, and it was just such a blessing, so awesome. And trying to think what else. Nothing much else. I mean, I was just pretty much like walking all day long, so didn't find anything really cool at the antique market, but had a really good time, so that's pretty much it. Okay, so I thought I'd share with you what the Lord has really been teaching me today. Actually, it's been kind of late last night and all day today. I got on Rita Springer, which she's a worship leader, one of my favorites, and kind of just like a mentor to me. And she had talked about that she was just really in this place that God was teaching her and kind of lovingly leading her into places that she didn't necessarily want to go. How that she longed for, the rose garden, and he kept pointing to the wilderness, and just went on and on. How that she's just been going through, and as soon as she gets through one thing, she feels like God takes her into another thing, and when she thinks she needs a time of refreshment, it's another battle. And that's me. I was like, man, and I think really the whole church is kind of going through that as the body. I think we're all kind of going through struggles of our own kind. I had talked to somebody on YouTube, and she just went through a terrible hurricane in Texas, and it just seems like everybody's kind of going through something. And I don't know, the Lord just spoke to me out of Psalms 84, and it says, "Blessed is the man whose strength is in thee, in whose heart are the ways of them, who passing through the valley of Baca make it a well. The rain also filleth the pools. They go from strength to strength. Every one of them in Zion appears before God." And that phrase, the Valley of Baca or Baca, I don't know exactly how you say it. That's actually, that word Baca means tears or weeping, and it's actually a shrub. It's called the shrub of tears, and so I don't know. The Lord was just really speaking to me and just saying, you're passing through this valley, this wilderness, this valley of tears and weeping, but learning how to make it a well, and learning to dig and find things that you would never expect, and seeking God in places that are the worst of places. And I don't know, I just get this picture of someone out in the desert digging a hole. And it's like the most insane thing. Who in the world would dig a hole and say, "Oh, I'm waiting for the rain to come"? And but here it says, "Who passing through the valley of Baca make it a well, and the rain also fills the pools." And I think that's what we as a church, and me as a person, need to do, is to learn to, number one, put our strength in, put my strength in God, and say, "Lord, the only strength I have is in you. That's all I have, because I am spent, completely and utterly spent." And I'm learning to dig wells and to wait for the Lord to fill that, and to, even in the wilderness, I'm finding such joy and such I don't know, refreshment in the wilderness. Um, so be encouraged if you're going through something. If it's just been crazy, you can learn to find refreshment in the wilderness. And when you're, you know, traveling through the valleys of weeping, that you can find solace. So I encourage you to do this. Sit down and read Psalm 84 and read the whole thing. I mean, I just touched on just a little tiny part of it. And be encouraged. Just ask the Lord to speak to your heart and show you something from that scripture as He did me. And man, it just seek God, because the whole thing talks about longing for the tabernacles of God. And please keep in mind, this isn't talking about a church building. This is talking about being with Jesus and being in that holy place with Him. So just seek God. Just go after Him, and you will find that place. Believe me, you will find in the middle of the desert, you'll come upon just a spring of water, and it's His love. So I think that's about it for tonight. So again, thank you, Sierra. Thank you so much. Please tell your parents if they're watching this. Thank you guys so much. This has been a well in the desert for me. So I just love you guys. Love you all, and talk to you tomorrow.